Phil, you guys, I think, seemed to really pick up energy as the game went on. Can that be hard to do with the kind of slog of the season?
I don't think so. I thought we were really energetic to start. I thought we were just not very good. I thought we were too geeked up, made some bad plays, and they made shots early. They actually shot the ball well for the most part the entire game, but they made shots early, and we didn't defend them very well, and then we were so sped up offensively. But that's a good team we played. I mean, they're good, and the last 30 minutes of the game, I thought we played pretty well.
Bill, there was a moment when Brad came in the second half, and Perry, at the free throw line, Perry kind of gave him a flex. It was like a very un-Perry-like thing to do. How much growth has he had during this season? I mean, he's been your one consistent during this kind of rough patch you had.
Well, I don't know if I totally agree. I don't think we've had any consistent in the rough patch. If you go back and watch tape and study tape the way we want to play, sometimes it gets a little bit skewed because if you score points or make shots, people assume you play well. And that's one thing we've been trying to get through our guys. But, Perry he played great today. He played great. He was aggressive. He drove it. I personally thought he got fouled a few times on drives that weren't called, but that happens a lot. There's a lot of body contact today up high, a lot more so than most games as far as kind of collisions as guys shoot it. So that you got that verticality deal and trying to make that judgment. But I thought Perry was really aggressive, and you can break it down however you want to. That was a different player tonight than it was at Oklahoma State. So.
How much did you like the persistence of your team? You made 2 or 3 runs that they held you off at. They didn't catch and pass them at that point in time, and you kept after.
Yeah, I thought we played great energy. I thought we played pretty poised after the first 10 minutes. I thought we executed pretty well, and I thought our defense and rebounding was better today, even though they made shots. But I thought we showed some toughness, considering that they had total control of the game, and not very often you're down 21-7 at home. Or whatever it was, I think it's something like that, and then you get it back to 23 all, if I'm not mistaken, and you kind of putter around and go in down 5. I thought we played really well the last 30 minutes.
But what flipped the switch when it was 21-7, or you start feeling, obviously as the score gets closer, you start feeling better. But I mean, what did you see happen that was?
Well, I think they probably missed some of the same shots or didn't make some of the plays that they had made earlier. And then the lid came off the basket. When you're playing at home, a lot of times there's more pressure to win at home. There's no doubt about that, especially for our guys. And the lid came off, and guys could relax a little bit because we were a very uptight group to start that game.
Landon told us about you telling him he was going to start, mentioning some things he had to do. Rebounding, I guess, was obviously the main part here, looking at the line.
Yeah, Landon played great. He played great. We obviously didn't play guys today, and because I thought this gave us the best chance to win, and we went with our veterans. And to me, you guys may not feel this way. To me, this was the most important game of our season thus far because we needed to eliminate the negative momentum. Because we were in a rut, we were in a funk, and certainly I thought our experience gave us the best chance to do that. And I thought Landon played very well. If you just study little things that he does in conjunction to what we're trying to do as a team, he played well. And I actually thought Mari came in and did some good things. And that position combined for 2 points, but they got 15 rebounds, and so that was a big plus for us. We were much better on the glass. We haven't been a good defensive rebounding team in some situations in which we struggled, and tonight, they miss 29 shots and get 5 back. So that was much better.
Coach, Texas gave a couple different looks defensively. What kind of adjustments did you yourself have to tell the guys to make in game?
Well, we worked against, everything that they did, but what Texas did early in the game I thought was so good. They saw pressed us, and then you cross half court, and then they may trap a ball screen, and then if you're trying to run a play, it's too late. You know, there's 15 left on the shot clock. I thought that was really smart. And so, and then when we were struggling, we were laboring, and then we just kind of go one-on-one or do something to get a shot at the end of the clock. And I thought the second half, and even after the first 10 minutes, we got more comfortable as far as attacking their stuff initially and not worrying about what they're in. This is just what we're going to do and go attack it. I don't think you run a different offense for each defense. And so, and tonight we didn't do that. For the most part, we just kind of came down and played after we kind of got going.
Coach, is there anything, what's the best thing or easiest way to get today's effort to translate into Monday?
But we'll get it. We'll give it a similar effort. You know, we may be tired, but you know, Iowa State's playing right now too, and they're in Fort Worth, so they'll be tired too, maybe. You know, the thing about it is in sports, and I've been doing this for a while, and you guys have been following it for a while. Some things are not really explainable. I don't know how, you know, we can make a big deal out of, well, what's the answer? Well, hell, I don't know. And you don't either, but you'll write like you do a lot of times. Who knows what the answer is? I mean, who knows if you know, you don't talk about whether or not a guy had the flu symptoms. You know, that's not an excuse. You know, you don't talk about whether or not there's something going on at home that could affect you. You don't talk about if it's mental fatigue from whatever, which I think, you know, we've had combinations of different things, but if you play, you got to perform. I mean, that's the bottom line. And you know, for the most part this year, you know, we got a really nice group of players. There's no question about that. We probably don't have the elite NBA side guys like maybe some of the teams we've had in the past, but we've got a whole bunch of really good guys. But if we're off a little bit, our performance level can go from here to here, just real quick, just being off a little bit. And you know, that's certainly been the case, but I don't know of a team out there in America that doesn't go through that. The key to having great seasons is win the games when you do that, and that's the key to having great seasons. And you know, we obviously didn't. You know, West Virginia, we could have played well and lost. We didn't, but we could have. And Oklahoma State, you know, they were better than us the other night. So I mean, some of that stuff was just them being better than us. But I do think, with this particular group, and we talked about it in the past, if we play with energy, which your energy isn't going to be the same for every game, but if we play with energy, it gives us a chance to look good. If we don't, we fall fast, and I think that's basically the bottom line. But I think it's more life things than it is, you know, anything in particular that there's something wrong. I just think it's the same thing everybody goes through.
Bill, along those lines, have you, just over your time, don't you see every year periodically, maybe it's about this time, at a time where you know there's gonna be a little funk and a rut, you just know it's inevitable, that you gotta.
Well, you don't want it to know it. You know, we won the national championship and lost 3 out of 5. You know, we won the league and lost 3 in a row in the league. I mean, we've last 2 years we've lost at West Virginia and Okie State and won the league. You know, but that doesn't make it excusable. I mean, by any stretch. But you know, the thing that I think that I wish the media would really grasp is how good our league is. I mean, you can play pretty good and get your butt beat. Our league is that good, and the separation between us and whoever else, it's minimal. It's less than it ever has been. And so, you know, when you guys are watching the game tonight, if you're just an honest spectator that had never seen us or Texas ever play, you look out there and say, "Ooh, who's better?" It's hard to tell. You know, it's hard to tell. So because they got guys, and they're quick and athletic, and that's the way our league's going to be, certainly moving forward. And you know, OU got a huge win today. That was a big win, and you know, Texas Tech takes West Virginia to the wire and ends up losing. But their games are going to be ridiculously competitive all the way down the stretch, and so. But it's not always because somebody's doing something bad. A lot of times, just because somebody's better at you at doing it that particular day.
That's great for the league, isn't it? I mean,
Well, it sucks for us, but it's no, it's great for our league. Yeah, it's great for our league, no question.
Coach, similar personnel for Iowa State, but different coaching staff. Obviously, what have you seen they do similar or different?
I haven't studied them like I will. I mean, I've watched them, and of course, I'm totally They score as easy as anybody in our league. Them and OU score the easiest, without question. They can run bad offense and come away with 3 points, and they got a guy that creates a problem for whoever he guards. If you go big, he does this. If you go small, he does that. So, you know, but they're a great team, and of course, it's a huge game every time we go to Hilton, and it'll be a jacked atmosphere. But you know, I don't know. I actually think they're better defensively than what they've been. But you know, that's just me saying that from the little bit I've seen. But and you know, Steve will switch it up and do some different things and play some zone. But it'll be a tough game without question. They got really good players.
What do you think about improving to 209 at home?
Yeah, I was told that. I guess I did know it going in, but I didn't realize it until after the game. But you know, that's pretty good. It's better than 199 and 10, which it looked like it could have been today. But you know, all that is a reflection of having better players for the most part, and a great home crowd. But you know, it's something that we're proud of. But you know, it doesn't have any significant meaning to me at all.
Is the league balance and the league strength, though, being able to grasp that, is it harder because of what you guys have done in here?
I think people look at our league as not being as good traditionally, nationally, because you've had, you know, even, you know, it's not fair to the other teams. And I'm not on a soapbox promoting other teams, but when K-State won the league, everybody talked about, well, that was Kansas' 8th or 9th in a row. Well, they tied us, but nobody talked about that. I mean, we've gotten recognition and benefited from exposure when other people have done really well in our league too. You know, and people don't realize this. You know, I said this 2 or 3 years ago. Since I've been here, I think there was only one team that, before we did the switch to the big, you know, the big whatever we are now, 10 teams instead of 12. I think there was only 2 teams that hadn't been to the Elite Eight or the Sweet 16 since I coached in the league. I mean, how many leagues you got some leagues where a team maybe never been to the NCAA tournament. We're talking about only a couple of teams that haven't ever advanced into the second weekend. I mean, there's so much balance here, and I don't think people grasp that, because I think people hang on to how many Final Fours. And I think they put such an emphasis on that, they don't really understand the balance nationally.
Coach, Devontae had a couple of big threes down the stretch. Can you talk about how much he means to the team and the energy he really brings?
Well, you know, tonight you talk about, you know, 4 starters playing unbelievable number of minutes. They're all equally important. Frank is in his way, and Devontae is in his, and Wayne in his, and Perry in his. And you know, tonight we're fortunate. We had 4 starters play really well. You know, those 4, and you know, struggled to win. But Devontae, I thought, showed a lot of poise, and I thought those shots he made, you know, Wayne made some big ones, but I thought those shots he made were maybe the most timely shots of the game.
You mentioned that he's kind of the vocal leader who likes to get the guys energized. Is that all on him, or did you notice that in him kind of itch him to bring that out?
Well, it's something, you know, we've talked a lot, and I've talked to them specifically. Frank and Perry and Wayne should demand Devontae be the vocal leader, because their personalities won't let them do it. They should demand that, just like DeMonte should demand certain things out of those guys. And I think if they start holding each other accountable, I think you'll see our leadership improve, because Devontae has the most personality, but he doesn't have the most dominant personality. Those other 3 do, or at least 2 of them do. So Devontae's got to understand, we need him to do this, and they need him to do this, even though he may look at Frank, right, Frank? You know, when he tells somebody to do something, but he's still got to be the guy to get them energized and lead them vocally.